The Outer Banks Visitors Bureau is proud to support the Market Minutes podcast. Through our work with the Outer Banks Long Range Tourism Management Plan, and as part of the Outer Banks Promise, our pledge to inspire more responsible visitation and better stewardship, one of the promises we encourage community members to make is to support local. Small acts have big impacts. By supporting local artisans and makers that you'll see throughout the markets in the summertime and on this podcast, you're helping to preserve the creativity and spirit that makes this place so special. Make your promise today at obxpromise.com, and thanks for watching.
Welcome to another episode of the Market Minutes podcast brought to you by the Outer Banks Visitors Bureau. I'm here today with Sara Barker from Coral and Cove. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Thanks for talking to me.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here.
So tell me about Coral and Cove, just the general overview of what you do. You have some awesome woodworking things that you do, it looks like. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So Coral and Cove sort of brings together coastal charm and creativity. And I offer, or I guess I should say we, sort of a team effort. We offer a whole line of DIY kits for adults and children, but made out of wood, as well as some other fun material as well. Multimedia is amazing. And then also I have a lot of home decor, which you can see here with the welcome sign and the Outer Banks sign there and ornaments. So mainly, we do a lot of DIY kits. I'm big into fostering creativity with folks. I started crafting and making as a young child with my great-grandmother.
Oh, awesome.
I think I started when I was probably 4 or 5, and it has sort of evolved over time as my income has allowed me. And I love watching others be creative, and it really does feed your soul, and it does so much for your brain and your body. And so the DIY kits are that part of it, and then I get to sprinkle a little bit of home decor and decoration and fun in there with all of the other things that we offer.
That's cool. So what was the story from going as a kid and being into art, being into crafts and all that stuff, to what point did you start, when did it turn into a thing for you?
So I did the normal school, college, corporate route. I was the director of operations for a multi-million-dollar Amazon company for 5 years, worked in senior care, did a lot of different things. I guess not a lot of different things, but I've had some really cool jobs. And when the director of operations position sort of ended, my husband and I thought, hey, let's see if I can make this little side hustle into what I do full time. And that was almost 4 years ago. And I did the director of ops position a little while part-time, kind of helping him transition. And then when that part ended, I went into this full time, and this is what I do, and it's amazing, and I love it.
So you're happy with that decision?
I'm very happy with that decision. The flexibility that it offers our family, again, it truly feeds my soul. Not only from a being able to create standpoint, but also from watching others create as well and feel good about what they've done and have the confidence to sit down with paint and paintbrush and a piece of wood or plaster or whatever they're working with and create something that they can either give as a gift or put in their home.
So when you made that transition and started this business, describe how your crafts, like the evolution of those, because I'm sure they're changing each year and kind of growing. Are you adding more things? Are you getting better at certain things?
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of started with jewelry making.
Oh, okay.
40 years ago. And continued with jewelry making, and I still do some jewelry making here and there, just kind of for fun and for gifts. And when I figured out that I was confident enough to work with wood, and that I figured out local places to source wood and how to sand it and finish it and all of those things, I started creating things with the help of a CO2 laser, creating things out of wood and painting all kinds of different things. And so I guess it has evolved from all creativity, but from jewelry making with components to actually designing files and taking other people's files that I have commercial rights to and massaging those a little bit to turn them into something that would be great for markets or retail locations, wholesale relationships, all of those things.
So you just got really good at
I
stuff.
did.
And so is it more wood stuff that you're kind of getting in a flow doing, or is it more, it's the patterns more for you though, right? That's where the art comes from?
Yeah, absolutely, because you can take something and it can be manipulated into so many different things. It can be an ornament. It can be a door hanger. It can be turned into something more 3D where it can sit on a shelf. It can be even beyond that. It could be something that is really three-dimensional, and you can paint or stain or embellish or anything. I mean, the possibilities are really endless with wood. I mean, it is a material that so many things can be done with, and it's pretty forgiving, which makes it even cooler.
Mm-hmm. Describe the process of learning about wood and the different kinds of wood and sourcing wood locally.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn a lot, and it was just kind of trying. I was like, I'm gonna take this piece of wood, I'm gonna take this piece of birch or maple, and I'm gonna see what's gonna happen. And that means there definitely was some wasted product. Or wasted material, I guess, but it's just a learning process. Whenever you start something new, because I was completely new to lasers and woodworking,
Mm-hmm.
completely new. Did not own a saw, did not own a sander, didn't own staple gun, didn't own anything. And I just thought, I'm going to go all in. The only way to learn is by trying. And I figured the only thing I would lose would be some money, which is okay. You have to lose money sometimes to try things.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just kind of both feet in, and I just started trying things and trying new stains and paints and finishing, and I just kept going. And the more I learned, the better I got. And so 4 years, almost 5 years in, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at figuring out what works, what doesn't. I have, specific products that I use. I know specific suppliers that I use that are going to always provide a good product. I try to go as local as possible. The wood that I purchase is actually milled in North Carolina. The paint is locally purchased. I try to go as local as possible, and I think that that's really important because you can then talk to others and find out some of the challenges they've had, some of the triumphs they've had, and figuring out, the best products to use or the worst products to use. So it's continuous learning. You never stop learning, I think, when you have any sort of business. But when you're working with a natural resource like wood, or when you're a crafter that uses a lot of different types of materials, you're continuously learning and having being surrounded by amazing people and being able to pull all of that information really helps you to continue to learn. You never stop learning, and the moment you do, it's probably time to move on to the next thing.
It's a good gauge.
Yeah.
So if you take a piece like this,
Yes.
say, describe the process of making something like this.
Absolutely.
What do you go through?
So first process is going to be buying the wood, cutting it down, sanding it. Then it has to be dusted off because you don't want sand dust in your paint. Painting, depending on humidity, since we live in the Outer Banks, can be a little challenging. Once you paint, you're waiting a couple of days for it to dry completely. It then has a protective masking put on it before it goes in the laser. The design is loaded to the laser, and positioning happens. Depth has to be changed depending on the thickness of your wood. It is then cut by the laser, and then I assemble it all by hand. So whether it's with, I use a combination usually of a wood glue and an industrial. It's not a super glue, but it's similar because it will stick your fingers together like super glue. And then everything gets clamped together, and then you wait for everything to dry.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So it's a multi-day process.
I was going to ask how long it took.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it depends on the size of the product you're working with. I also make these in a rectangular map that is, I have two different sizes. One that's like a 12 by 16, and the other is a 25 by 36 or somewhere around in there. And those, of course, take a little bit longer to make. So it just depends on the size, depends on how many layers there are. This piece right here, because the little wave detail right there, those are all individually placed and individually painted. So this piece takes not days, but takes a little bit longer than, say, putting together the ornament here. So it's dependent upon the layers, the processes that you're going through, whether it's paint or stain. Oil-based stains take sometimes a little longer to dry than water-based stains do. Different manufacturers take different drying times. And these are all things I've learned over the past 5 years. If you are doing something that is, again, most of the things that I make that are home decor are multiple layers, whether they're 1 layer or 5 layers or 3 layers. They are put together with different types of adhesives. Some of them are put together with glue. Some are put together with an industrial double-sided adhesive that is used all over the world. So it's dependent upon each product. It is dependent upon laser time. So cutting this right here takes no time compared to doing this and the detail that's involved. So a lot of different factors go into it that you sort of, again, you learn over time. You learn how it gets loaded into the laser. You learn so many different factors.
So the whole thing, you have your process, and your process has different steps.
Yes.
Is there one of those steps or two of those steps that are your favorite throughout the whole thing?
Oh gosh. Probably what has become my favorite is the file manipulation, or the file creation. I love being on a computer, and I think it's because I've been doing it for so long, whether it was for work or now this. I love discovering new things and figuring out how to do things, and that has become my new favorite. I would say before that, it was seeing what I could do with paint and stain and the effect that it would have on the wood or the whatever substrate I was working with.
It sounds to me like your favorite parts are the most artistic parts.
Yes.
And it sounds like the paint and stain in the beginning was the most artistic part.
Yeah.
But now that you've mastered that, well, you're still learning.
Sure.
But now that you've gotten that down, the pattern part where you're actually doing the creating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so cool.
Definitely.
Sara Barker with Coral and Cove. Where can we find you online?
You can find me at www.coralandcoveco.com, and then Facebook, Instagram, and I'm building TikTok, Coral and Cove Co. for those as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking to me. We'll
Thank
see you at the
so
Soundside
much.
Market.
All right, great.